and Cloud9. We're going to jump into the land of Dawn, straight up into this best of 2. Cloud9.
All right, so what do we? So jungle versus jungle here, right? Not many times do we see the Julian up against this. So it's normally we see the Fredrin get knocked up by the Violent Requiem. It kind of works in that sense of things. How do we think the Julian's going to be able to dance around it? Do we think, for neutral objective-wise, which team do we think kind of comes out on top in the early game?
I would say, Cloud9 have a great composition to play around the early game, especially when it comes to the clear speed of MLBB on the Julian. But the thing is, what's a big concern for them has got to be the CC. If XYG get level 4 on Godyang and all the other members, their chain CC is going to be quite ridiculous into the first few neutral objectives here. Maybe the first 2 turtles will be a bit of trouble. C9 will have to utilize their damage output, maybe poke them down a bit. But we can take a look at the emblems here too, and we can see a very aggressive emblem set here for the side of Basic. Master Assassin and the Thrill on the Roger with the Assassin emblem and the Quantum Charge. Mark QT though, going for normal. It doesn't seem like, there's anything too crazy, but I don't know if Naisu approves of this. This is the bargain hunter. No one Naisu, the building man himself. Maybe I expected Vitality. No, I'm just joking, obviously. The Gord here in the mid lane though. Actually talking about these 2 teams, we do know that for MLBB at least, he wants to try to raise the level of NA again. He wants to make NA great again. Yeah. Unfortunately, didn't go as planned.
Didn't go as planned. Doesn't always go as planned. But here they are facing off against XYG, a new aspiring region. And XYG has actually, kind of surprised a lot of us. China in general has just grown so much. And if they can topple over C9 here, it's even more of a statement showing that, they are the new up-and-comers.
And I would say now, Detona's welcome.
Nice Detona's welcome. On to Zed. Zed gets bursted down. MLBB with a first blood. Turtle should be going over to C9 here. XYG forced to back off, and now C9 going for an immediate steal, possibly onto this purple buff. Xianyou. The bouncing ball comes out, but no stun connects. It lands onto the creep. Cold World with a big Numenon blast, just his own away, does not connect, but MLBB ain't gonna be able to take that purple buff.
Great early aggression from Cloud9, right? That wave cleared. Prio as well in lane for Milo. Able to bully kill VG in lane, get towards the turtle side a bit earlier, and unfortunately for Zed, he wasn't able to pop in Devout Requiem for that anti-CC fast enough. So they just punished him hard, even with the invade Cold World.
Big magic ghost, the flicker, nice Minoan's Fury from Godyang. Mark Cuda responds with an IMU of his own. The disengage comes in and nobody's down.
The damage output still overwhelming. A bit too much for XYG to handle in the early game. They still gotta wait for the Gord, for the Moskov. And even at this point, some of their frontliners to be able to take in some of that damage, because it doesn't seem like even Godyang can soak in that damage. Going back though to what we were talking about, XYG, they're coming in from China, up-and-coming region here in MSC. Meanwhile for Cloud9, NA was once top 3, top 3 regions in the world. So definitely the pressure, I would say, has got to be on Cloud9. Technically both of them don't have anything to lose anymore, but still, going up against XYG, I think for the most part, nobody really predicted XYG to be able to beat anyone in the group. So if they do get C9 down, once a top 3 region, that's a big statement coming in from China.
Very fair. And speaking of matchups, we got a head-to-head there, but that was not our players. But I want to talk about the EXP lane, right? Milo has had kind of a weird showing so far. Wait a second, nice Numeon blast. Magic Gush comes in, trying to stop MLBB. MLBB still goes in. Gets taken out. Zed able to get the Violent Requiem and take the kill. C9 lose out on that engage. Turtle gonna be up in 7 seconds.
Disconnected it in that initiation. Cold World with a great Numenon blast, but then Zane definitely overextending. Final slash into the Detona's welcome.
Doesn't connect though. Milo misses. Godyang trying to keep up the front line. Nice Minoan's Fury. Cold World now just trying to get away, but KelvJ chases him down, finds the kill. Now Zed moving on to Milo. Milo actually moving on to Zed. One more shot and he's down. It's 1 for 1. Cloud9 trying to even the playing field. XYG still a little bit behind. Now MLBB is going to move on to this turtle.
Should be for free now. No contest from Xianyou Gaming. And yo, you just mentioned it earlier. It's QVJ versus Melo, the XP duel. And we're seeing it here, 1v1.
Ooh, finally lands that Detona's welcome. MLBB going to come in and try to get the kill for himself. And a good way to feed there. Melo kind of backs off. He knows MLBB's coming. We want to get that gold to him.
In the famous words of T-Rex, nom nom nom, right?
Nom, nom, nom.
There you go. You know, all the Clippers have been loving that. They utilize it at the start of every video. And we get to see it from the GOAT himself of NA. Milo chomping down on Kill VJ on the Arlet. So far, you know, Kill VJ, he's more of an enabler for the team. Milo has been more of the, which is strange here, a carry on the Barats. He's been doing so much damage earlier onto Zed, taking him down. Also outplaying Kill VJ's final slash with the Detona's welcome. And for Cloud9, now it's a 3,000 gold lead.
And that's a good start, right? And you know, you're talking about Kel VJ. He's a veteran, right? I mean, Season 4, Season 5, back-to-back champions. I think he's a big part of why XYG has, you know, improved so much. Probably why China has improved so much. And Milo finally kind of holding his own. He's 1-0-2 right now. He's had a pretty rough couple days, but I think finally, you know, at least the stress is gone for these two teams. You know, at least they know, all right, here we're just playing. And sometimes that's when teams are finally able to kind of bring it out.
Yeah, maybe Cloud9, you know, they might not be able to take NA to where they were before, but maybe they'll be able to get an improvement. You know, last time we saw NA and MSC, it was 0 wins, I believe.
0 wins. So yeah, thank you.
They're en route, Trex, to change that, you know, path. I'm looking at Trex here. It looks like he's very excited for what's to come here in the next turtle. This is going to be the final turtle of the game, ladies and gentlemen. And for XYG, remember, even though in the early game they haven't been able to find proper ground, you know, stability, they will be able to do so once they hit those item power spikes. So I'm looking at Yi1, I'm looking at Long. These two members will need their item power spikes before Xianyou Gaming can actually go for these big fights. And if they don't have it, I think it'll be cool for them to actually let it go.
I mean, definitely a viable option just to let it go. If they don't think they can get the big knockup, they need God Yang to get that big Minoan's Fury that he got earlier. Comboed up with the bouncing bulb. There goes another Detona's welcome. Brought back and get the double stun. Marcuti now looking for the target. KLJ able to get away. Mobazane going to get back onto this turtle. And I think, like you said, XYG, just back off, play it safe, wait for your opportunity.
They gotta. When the XP lane is down 2 levels, and it's an Arc versus Barats, it's already a tough matchup there. Now 3 levels down, Kill VJ, because he tried to look for an opening for the team. But now looking at the items here, in-game equipment, we get a quick check. It's a Sky Piercer first item into the Windtalker from Mr. Basic in the gold lane. That's going to enable the snowball to be even crazier here in the 6th minute of the game. But meanwhile, for Long, it's still quite a bit away from that power spike, man. He only has a corrosion scythe building towards the golden staff now, and then we'll have to wait for the DHS. So at this point, maybe 11th minute, that'll be when Xianyou Gaming can get Long online. But it might be too late because Mielo, he's building up to be an absolute beast on the Barats early on, having that massive lead against Kill VJ and having those defensive items. So XYG, it does really feel like at this point they can only just react to the plays that are being made by Cloud9 all around. And here's another one of those plays. Mobazane trying to go on to the purple buff, but it seems they're just going to try to look for an angle to siege.
Yeah, I mean, taking it slow, not trying to force anything. Gonna get this bottom tier 2, and even if they don't steal the purple buff, they're getting ground. They're slowly pushing XYG back a little bit. Cold World with the bulwark, able to send some shots back. Now, you brought up Long earlier, and wait a second, Cold World might be a little bit of trouble. Able to dash back, nice final slash, connects onto Mobazane. Mobazane still dancing around. Zed looking for the knock-up, not able to connect. Mobazane still keeping the pressure on. He wants to contest for this orange buff. Long, though, locking onto Mielo. After that, as welcome, but the Marcuti gets the IMU. No knockups from either side. In comes God Yang, though, with a nice 3-man knockup. Still not enough. Responded by the Numion Blast, able to connect onto Zed. Long now, along with God Yang and Zed, back into the base. Cloud9 got what they came for.
Great plays coming in from Cloud9, attacking Xianyou Gaming from different angles, knowing that for XYG, it's all about creating a very, very coordinated front-to-back composition. If they can't formulate that kind of formation here, it's just so easy for Cloud9 to dissect them, get them, pick them off one by one, and even Mielo flickered forward. He knew exactly how much damage he could take, how much punishment he could take, took E1 out, and then into Cloud9 as they now try to go for the translation of that team fight into the Lord. They get it for free.
I mean, free Lord, and again, just like the third turtle, I think it's smart again for XYG not to take that. I think it's at a point now, you got to try to bide time, or let Cloud9 come to you, get into that bottleneck, and once again, God Yang just needs to land the big knockup. They got to get the combo. They have the final slash too. They have a lot of displacement skills, and as long as Long can, you know, he's almost on his way to that third item, just a little bit longer, that's when we can see maybe Long really popping off.
Yeah, you get to see the replay here. Mielo with the instant initiation. He saw E1 and went for it instantly. Well played, man. Very, very decisive. But if you take a look at the items, I don't know if you guys realize, Zed on the Guinevere, Sky Piercer. Seems like a very interesting build to go for right there. You can
Starlium Scythe
again. It's a Starlium Scythe and a Sky Piercer. So they're actually going to try to utilize this Guinevere as a damage dealer, even despite getting picked off early on twice. Now a Lord in the bottom lane. They've dealt with a holy defense. They might be able to go for the siege.
Ooh, Cold World in the backside, able to dash through a little bit. Magic Gush does come out. Zed misses the knock-up. Milo holding down the front side as well. Mark Cutie there, looking for a possible angle. Basic gonna start putting damage onto the mid inhibitor. Cloud9 just looking for a little bit of material. Milo does not fire off with the den as welcome. Godyang tries response, misses once again, and now pushed back. Basic doesn't want to force it. Nobody wants to force the engage at all. Mark Cutie back down to the boss side. Wow. Inhibitor does go down. 2 inhibitors for the side of Cloud9.
Clinical stuff from Cloud9, doing a very good job at just picking these turrets off. Zed wants to go in there, a bit too aggressive. Kill VJ.
Kill VJ as well. Yellow now back to the front. XYG does want to force it, but Kill VJ taking a lot of damage, down to about 20%. Gets A up with the flicker den as welcome. It's a lot of ults though to commit. Milo does go down for that one. Yon with the Magic Gush, and comes to Nolan's Fury from Mark Cutie, gets a knock up onto Zed. Basic still playing the distance along with Cold World. Basic gets another shot, but Zed does not go down. Cloud9 decides to back off. It's a 1-for-1.
So 1-for-1 trade there, the XP for XP, the matchup we were talking about. 3 levels ahead still. Milo still holding on to that gold lead, but now Basic has the Malefic Roar. And when we were talking about that power spike, it's kind of on time now for Xianyou Gaming. Long has finally gotten those item power spikes, but like we said earlier, because the frontliners coming in from Cloud9 are just so ahead, it's going to be very hard even for Long, despite him already picking up those item power spikes, to deal damage to the front line. I mean, take a look at that big Dino Man.
Big Dino Man walking down the map. Bloodwings does come in for Mark Cutie there. And Mark Cutie, man, of all the players, I feel like he's really... Mark Cutie. Mark Cutie is in, and you're the man. Or okay. He's Mark Cutie, man, whatever you want to say. But Mark Cutie, I feel like out of all the players, he's really showed up this MSC. Cloud9 definitely, you know, they fall a little bit short this MSC. But Mark Cutie has definitely showed that he's got what it takes for being a rookie player, for being on the world stage. In my opinion, he's played some of the best out of all 5 players. Excited to see where he goes from here, but now... in this game, second Lord is up. Does XYG even try to contest?
I don't think they can, right? I mean, they don't really have enough damage. Those item power spikes, like we said, even though it's ready for Long, he'll only be able to go for the trade up top. And it's a tier 2 for Enhanced Lord. This might as well be the final Lord for Cloud9 if they're able to find those creative angles that they've been able to find all throughout the game. If they can still hold on to that discipline, something that was pretty tough to do as well in their first match, you know? Yes. But if they can, it'll be very scary for Xianyou Gaming. They still have a great wave clear, but the thing is, Cloud9 have so much damage to play with. They can just dive in, wait for the Lord to charge in, and then take control. Long is on it already, as all 3 lanes will be manipulated in a way they're crashing, well, they'll be crashing down.
Zed's going to try to come in from the back here. Let's keep an eye on him. Lord does get melted down. Cloud9 just looking for the top inhibitor, not trying to force anything too major. Zed still looking for an angle, decides not to get the full engage. Cloud9, Cold World, able to get the stun on him. They're going to try to re-engage on this. 1 more inhibitor to go. They got a wave of minions coming. Can C9 shake something here? Can XYG get the response? A lot of damage coming out from Long there. Nice final slash, but it gets immuned out. But the Daytona's welcome. He's going to get gobbled up. Taken down. Wait, Godyang with a nice Minoan's Fury. Zed comes in, finds Mielo, but Mark Cutie responds with one of his own. Godyang getting damage. Mozane able to pick up the kill. Long now with the spear, getting behind, locking onto Mark Cutie. That's a lot of damage. Long decides to back off though. Mobazane still in the back, but now he's alone. Zed picks up the kill. It's a 2-for-1. XYG comes out on top.
They lose their final base turret up top, but they take down 3 members. Let's take a look at the STC replay to see exactly what happened there. Mobazane and the rest of the team way too aggressive. They were able to punish Kill VJ, but then they kept on going in. Kill VJ still had the flicker to disengage, and they only lost 1. Long is online. The international marksman coming here again. That's a Malefic gun too for Mr. Long. You can definitely see the confidence building up for XYG as they have reached their item power spikes. Even the Wishing Lantern now with the Divine Glaive and the Winter Crown. Now the new interaction. Remember, folks, You can. Oh, that's a Spear of Misery.
That was
That
nice
bounced back. That was pretty good, right? But
I love the
again,
interaction sometimes with the bulwark.
Yeah. No follow-up there, but it's okay. But for E1, new interaction for the winner crown with a lot of different abilities. You can miss the gush now. You can be gushing while you're freezing.
You can be gushing while you're freezing. You ever freeze your gushers, bro?
We don't have gushers in it, though. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. But, Meal, can you detonate us welcome with the winner crown? That's something that I think you can do. If you get the nom down, you can just, win a crown,
But can you win a crown before the dash?
Now, that's a question that shall be answered by the GOAT himself, Mr. Milo. Cloud9. But Zed, still sticking to that item build, a very, very aggressive item build. If he does get a pick with the spatial migration, you can pretty much say goodbye to whoever gets picked off. And you can already see here for XYG, it's a bit of trouble, really, for them to take control back of the map. They're going to have to group up together at all times to look for pressure on the map. And right now, they're prioritizing the far lane, clearing that bottom side up so that they can try to contest for the Lord, because at this point, they really gotta.
I just want to say, wait a second. Deadna's welcome. Does look on to GodYang. GodYang takes a lot of damage. Able to use the winner crown. Out comes Numi on blast. Does not connect.
Winner crown.
Does connect onto Long, though. Magic Gush does come out from Yon. XYG forced to back off. The only ult they have left is GodYang's Minoan's Fury. Can he make it count here? Marcuti still has an IMU up his sleeve along with the Deadna's welcome onto Mielo. Lord down to about 50%, but minions are on the base. XYG has to send someone back.
It really is all about the decisive move for both. Final slash!
Big final slash into Violent Requiem. Comboed up Long, able to get the kill. Marcuti responds though with the IMU Minoan's Fury. Members dropping, GodYang first. LJ gonna be next, basic with a huge Lycan pounce. Out of the way from Eon's Magic Gush. The knockup does lock onto Zed there. Spear does not connect onto anybody. Cloud9 gonna try to move back onto this Lord.
Slowly but surely, Cloud9 utilizing their advantages up top, making it so that for Xianyou Gaming, they really got to send someone up top. With a man advantage, they strike, and they were able to pick up the 2-for-1. But now Zed, look at the play.
Zed able to come in, but he gets hit by the Deadna's welcome. Just a frame, a millisecond, and Mobazane takes the Lord. It's 3-for-1, all for the price of Cold World. Long, though, going to try to force something. Basic in a little bit of trouble. Immortality does pop. Long has the health to fight it out. Finds the kill, the shutdown. It's going to be some nice gold into his pocket. Will it be enough, Mirko?
Oh, I think it will. The Lord's going to be marching down in the mid lane here. And remember, for XYG, they have a lot of wave clear to play with. They got E1, and they have Long. Ooh. Let's take a look at this replay here to end things off. I don't know why Basic was recalling with such low HP there. Oh,
Basic, man.
XYG, they can actually go for the clear right now. They don't have a marksman, Cloud9. They have Mobazane and Marcuti, but they don't have sieging power.
Oh, the damage! Mobazane down! XYG with the Magic Gush, and here comes Long, looking for more. He's hungry. Marcuti forced to back off. Cloud9 are choking down right now. They gotta figure something out. This is reminiscent. This is
exactly.
Do you remember the first game they lost in MSC groups?
I do.
It was up against a Moscow.
I do.
It was up against a Moscow.
I see your passion. I see your anger. I feel your sadness. But
We're here
did
for
not
MLBB.
expect
We're not
it
sad.
to happen again. Ladies and gentlemen, Cloud9, 3 base threats, an enhanced Lord that they were able to get with such disciplined macro play. But again, one big mistake. Basic recalling in front of them. That might cost them.
XYG
9-9, 17 minutes. Take a look at the item builds now. It's a BOD for Mr. Long. I would call him Mr. Chadman now. Long Chadman.
That's a Long Chadman.
That's a... I mean, that's what you want to do with the Melfic gun, right? I mean, you shoot from afar, you deal more damage, you do, I mean, with the BOD, extra more damage.
Extra more damage.
Extra more together was usually...
Big extra more damage.
Big extra more damage.
Big extra more big damage.
Skibbity damage. I think we can just simplify it with just skibbity. That would work. But look at this. Look at how they're able to play. Again, granting themselves some more pressure on the map with the clear. And it's really great that they always send Long down below, because you can always just match it with the Spear of Destruction. You almost read where Mr. Basic was there on the Roger. I don't know if he would take that
Captain
one.
Basic.
Captain Basic.
Basic takes a lot of damage, though. Is that able to come in? Mobazane there as well. Let's see if Cold World can find an angle with this Numi on blast. Does he have an inner shark in him, you know? The Numion Blast, the sidestep, Numion Blast, a nice look from Milo, but it gets purified out. Now he's in a bad spot. Winter Ground does come out. Milo goes down long, able to pick up the kill, and Cloud9 are on the run. KillJ with the force through the Vengeance, able to get the dash. A lot of damage. Numion Blast comes down. Cold World trying to find something in the madness. Mobazane there as well. KillJ brought low, but not taken out instead. Finds Mobazane. Long with the long hits from downrange. Cloud9 still on the run, but minions on the base of XYG. They gotta send back Xianyou. Basic looking for something. Mark Cutie there. Can they find an angle here? Basic in the backside. The Wolf is out. The El Capitan. He's gonna go for the minion first. He's gonna look for an angle. He locks on along. Can he make the play? Too much damage, Zed. Finds Basic. Mark Cutie picks up the pieces for Cloud9. Can he get another? Mark Cutie, the saving grace of NA right now. Final Slash does connect. Mark Cutie still there though. Xianyou comes out, sends a bouncing ball, connects onto no one. Cold World, Mark Cutie against the world.
19 minutes in, we got a game in our hands. Let's take a look at the SDC replay again. Mark QT, the savior of NA. I think that could not have been said better. You can see the smile on Milo, the GOAT's face here. I don't know if that's, you know, a smile, laughter of acceptance or of like disappointment.
You know, like the five stages of grief?
Yeah, exactly. The 5 stages of grief. We're seeing the acceptance very, very soon, very, very early. But at least for Cloud9 here, with the advantage that they got, they're going straight for the Lord, and it's an evolved one.
All right, they're going to be able to get it. Numion Blast does connect onto 2. God Yang still trying to hold down the front side.
Spirit Destruction.
Out comes the Spirit Destruction. Long coming down from Longfield once again. Mobazane locked up against the wall and taken out of the land of Dawn. Back to the Shadow Realm, Cloud9, and there's another Lord. And they're down Mark Cutie, they're down Mobazane, and Long's just gonna shred it down.
It'll continue. They can't out, and Long is doing so much damage at this point. They're down 2 members, like you said. No Mark Cutie, no Mobazane. They got Basic, Milo, and Cold World, but I don't really think they're going to be able to help this Lord at all. That's an evolved Lord completely wasted now. XYG got the gold lead. They've been farming up all these Lords to a point where they got the gold lead back. You can see Mobazane there. Unfortunate stuff, man. Long just too good on the Spear of Destructions. You might as well call the BOD the Blade of Destruction, too. You can see the face of Cold World there, too, you know? Zane as well, just with the ultimate face palm. I cannot believe that hit me. And now, Mr. Dynaman in the mid lane. Milo has already used a big resource. Long?
To run away now. Long along with the team. Going to be shredding down the mid. They still have their inhibitors. They still can survive this out. But XYG has brought it to the full amount of a game. Big Final Slash. Numion's Blast connects to nobody. It's looking rough. Basic trying to lock on to KillJ here, but Cloud9 can't get anything. At this point, is it 50-50?
I wouldn't say it's 50-50 just yet. When it comes to the team fights, yes, it's 50-50. But if you take a look at the map again, 3 waves of super minions coming crashing down. So for Cloud9, they've been losing a lot of these fights when it's all been on them. The advantages have all been on them. They've been dominating in the early game. Xianyou Gaming in the early game, we're just waiting for that item power spike. Once they got it, they started going for these big fights, and it has been working out for them. But Cloud9 slowly but surely are losing that advantage. If Xianyou Gaming get the far lane base turret, I think then it'll be a bit more 50-50, because really for the mid and the bottom, Xianyou Gaming have been able to control it really, really well. And take a look at Lung Chadman on that Moskov damage earlier. That was
big extra,
ridiculous.
More damage.
Big extra skibbity damage. God Yang
brought down to about 50% value.
Long Chadman!
Mobazane! 60 seconds on the clock. When you're down a member with 30 seconds till Lord, and you got 60 seconds on the clock, the waves might not matter anymore. XYG, and I have a question. With 3 lanes going in, even though his record has not been great, should Basic go for a sneaky backdoor?
You know what? At this point, I don't know. Skibbity. We're just gonna throw out some phrases here, because oh my goodness, 23 minutes in. It seems like Xianyou Gaming, they found a way back into the game, and this might just be a play that can get them to win. That's as well, beat it out.
He doesn't take the dash. Okay. He's going to be able to get away here, but Long focuses on a Cold World. That's a lot of damage. Mark Cutie there as well with some damage of his own.
13 seconds.
They're trying to stall things out, and watch for Basic up in the top side. All right. Watch for Basic in the top side. He's going to try to go for it. Basic, the hero, the man who has tried this multiple times. Can he finally complete it? Yon, they're going to send him back along with 2 members. Long, not taking long to shred down this this Lord. Cold World there to try to help out. Ooh, nice damage. Long responding back. Mielo able to take out Zed. That's big. Mobazane just shows up in the nick of time. Lord should go over to Cloud9 there. Now Cold World collapsing down onto Long and God Yang. Mielo there. Marcuti with the sidestep coming in. A nice knock up and Immortalities are popping. A final slash response. Cloud9 in a little bit of trouble. Still able to find Killjays. It'll dash back. Look at the Lycan bounce. Basic trying to lock on. Gets stunned. Stop. Not able to fully commit, but the minions are here to back up Cloud9. Mobazane comes in. A lot of damage coming from God Yang, but the base will not stand. All they have to do is lock on. Cloud9 takes game number 1.
Despite the massive hurdles, Cloud9 able to get through it all here in game number 1. It's a victory, but I don't think they're going to be very proud of that one just yet. They're going to have to make a lot of adjustments to come into game number 2, but for XYG as well. Losing out in the early game, those massive advantages over to Cloud9 gave them so many more ways to take control of the game. And finally, even though we didn't see it in the 17th minute all the way to the 23rd, we finally got to see it. They finally utilized Mr. Basicman up top to clear out the way, to force an error out from XYG. And all that pressure was just too much to handle. It was hydraulic.
But either way, man, XYG took it the long haul there. They've done such a good job at hanging out in games and trying to just, you know, push and push and push.
You can even say that's a long game from Mr. Long Chadman, and I believe the analysts have a lot to say about that game. So we're just going to throw it back to them. What do you guys have to say about this game?
I say that was one of the
it was a long game.
My eyes rolled back so far behind when you say it was a long game. I mean, it's a fun game, right? It was fun. It was long. It was intense.
It was long game.
Okay, don't encourage him.
Okay, yeah.
Gentlemen, don't encourage Mirko. Okay, like the more encouragement you give him, he won't stop.
Oh, by the way, LaFell said that verbatim, he said, so this is how the better servers play. That's what he said.
That is what he said.
Yeah, this is how a difficult server plays.
Yeah. So it seems.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't comment on much. Okay. Like, I'm the host here, guys. Like I gotta behave, but still, looking at this match, we gotta say, a lot of opportunities were presented by both teams. Some were able to get it. Some did. Like the biggest blunder was definitely around the Lord.
Yep. It was that factor where they were kind of pressed to go for the TP out. I think you always have to think about the death timers, right? So even when Mobazane was dead and the Lord was respawning, he will have what, 12 seconds or what, 12 to 20 seconds of a leeway, which is not going to be enough to actually take out the Lord. You can see that because of the fact that there was a lot of physical penetration that was actually put onto Zed, that moment that when Milo, the GOAT, landed the Flicker Barrett's ultimate onto Milo, he's already half HP. Like one hit from the Lord. You're going to see it.
You too.
Yeah, we looked at each other. Yeah.
Milo the GOAT landed
the Barrett on Milo.
The Barrett's ultimate. Yeah.
On Milo.
On Zed, yeah.
That's
confusion.
Right.
That's confusion.
That is confusion.
That is confusion.
Confusion is the topic of the day, but we got to talk about this game. Speaking of confusion, we don't usually see Goodavir using the attack build or damage build.
Yeah.
More so, first item Sky Piercer. What you guys?
I think
too high risk, too high reward. I mean, we got a Malefic gun as well.
I think
that's true.
I think the Sky Piercer was second item.
No, it was first.
No, I think he completed the Calamity, Starling side first.
Nope, first.
Are you
first
sure?
I'm quite sure.
Okay, well, I don't have an explanation for that.
No,
if it was the second item...
No, okay, so I watched it the moment the items popped up. The Sky Piercer was there, and the Calamity... the
Starlim Scythe.
Starlim Scythe was not completed.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you can just have the first item of the...
Go big, go home.
Yeah, whatever. I still don't have an explanation.
I think that's what it was.
I still don't have an explanation because they needed a front line. I would have accepted the Starlim Scythe. But I feel like you need some sort of like Athena shield perhaps, or maybe a radiant armor, or even a blade armor at a certain.
A little bit of defense, basically.
Exactly.
And at the same time, you already mentioned it. I love to see the Malefic gun get brought into the game. It was Malefic Roar and then the gun, I think, for long.
That's right.
So interesting that we finally get to see this a little bit of extra range. I'm not sure on the.
Yeah, that was 50% extra
so
range.
It's extra range when you use a skill-based attack, enhanced basic attack or something like that.
If you land a spell, basically.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Which. Yeah.
The stats aren't that great, which is why we don't usually see the Malefic gun.
Yeah.
Like the effect itself is good. It's just the stats surrounding it.
Yeah. There's a movement speed every time you attack, and there's attack speed, I believe, or was it attack speed or movement speed?
There was attack speed.
There was attack speed every time you attack,
and some physical
for 1 second. So, kind of fits the bill for the Moskov, obviously. But I guess at that point you don't have any more items to pick up afterwards.
Honestly, C9 they're laughing a lot for this game. Like they enjoy themselves. Okay,
that looks like some relief, by the way.
Yeah, that's relief, not enjoyment, I would say. Yeah.
Is it relief enjoyment though?
It's both.
It's both. Yep.
When I'm relieved, I'm enjoying what?
What?
I'm happy. I don't know where I was going with that one.
A sigh of relief.
Sigh, yeah.
You already said the words. You cannot take it back.
No, here's the thing. Like, you do with what you will with the information that you have. Speaking of information that we have, game number 2. How is that gonna look like?
I believe that what I noticed after the games of XYG, Xianyou was phenomenal with a I would say setup.
Minotaur.
Yeah.
Yep.
Minotaur. Set up tanks, I would say, like Minotaur, for example.
It was a goal inner, by the way.
Yep, before this. And Xianyou landed many good ultimates and also baited the Numinum Blast with the Winter's Crown. I think he played well. I think at this Minotaur pick, although it was last pick, I think this is something that Cloud9 should also look into because Xianyou was comfortable with these setup tanks.
I think at this point, too, we already mentioned this, like both teams should get a win here. So XYG, they got close. They nearly turned this game around again that we've seen them do before. But this time around, if XYG gets the win, hey, at least they end their day in group stages both with a win.
And now we got to check out our MVP, our Sony MVP of the game, which I believe is going to be Marcuti, and he definitely deserves it. Like if I remember correctly, even Trex was like, Marcuti is performing better than the rest of his own team. Which, since you're the MVP, yes.
Yep. I think particularly in this game, there was a very clutch moment where in the bottom lane, he was able to use skill 1 onto Valentina, landing on both Zed as well as Long, who tried to go to TP out, literally one-shotting them. And of course, this was that team fight. Look at that burst coming out from Marcuti. And this is so instrumental because now XYG just forfeits the Lord once again. It's always the fights around the Lord that XYG loses. That's mostly why they eventually lost the entirety of this game. And also, he was the one who also took out Zed during the last Lord fight. So, pretty much deserving of the MVP award.
12 KDA.
12.
That's a lot for about almost 25-minute game.
And it's funny because when you look at this, I think most of the time he was taking the final slash.
Yeah.
Like most of the time he was just grabbing that and then following up with it. Whole lot of, I guess Valentina players in general are going to go ahead and scale up really quickly. We always see Valentina at the top of like damage meters, I would say, generally. But I agree with Trex. Marcuti, even back in their old, the games they played before today, he was usually the one that was, I feel like, mostly positive KDA, doing a lot for the team. And unfortunately, it's not a one-man game, so even so. But great performances, though, so far from Marcuti.
Notable performances as well, even in their losses. When you look back at their series versus Falcon Esports, he was I would say, the constant of the team. He was always
consistent.
Mr. Consistent, that's very true. And he is making the right decisions as well. Rarely being frozen in the mid, but when he does get out of the laning stage and out of the early game, he does perform well during the Lord team fights.
We gotta say though, that was pretty close. Close enough that I would think if XYG won that one, maybe Trex would get traumatized. He's been seeing that for quite a bit.
He has.
They're already at the base. but then, you know.
Yeah.
I don't think it's just Trex at that
Oh, it's
point.
not-
And I think it's like the whole region rooting for C9.
That's
Hey, there was what? Last match it was what? 22%, I think it was on the predictions. So it's Trex and
All right.
22%.
All right, so, you know, I feel like for all of us here, we're pretty hyped up. But for now, let's actually throw it over to Eterna and Steph Weezy. What you guys got?
Welcome to MSC 2024. My name's Steph Weezy, and I'm with.
Eterna.
And today we're at the EWC Merchandise Megastore to check out some of the hottest merch and jerseys from all your favorite teams.
Yeah, instantly one caught my eye here. Weezy, I gotta admit that this looks pretty slick. And I think it looks
Ooh.
good on you. It looks good on me as well. I think it's a good size, a good fit for you. What do you guys think?
Definitely agree. Liquid Echo, support your teams. Definitely let us know which way you think it'll go for them in the group stages. But there's some other teams we got to check out. Speaking of teams, there's one that caught my eye right there for you all the way out from Indonesia, Fnatic.
Oh, you're right. Wait, let's take a look at it actually. Oh, it's fancy.
See, this one's a little bit more lightweight. It's a jersey, so it is hot out here in Saudi Arabia. It's perfect time to get a jersey.
Okay, I'll take it.
All right.
What are you
well,
gonna take?
I'll tell you what, you found something for Indonesia, so I need to find something for my region, which is North America. So let's see what's over here. A couple more jerseys on the way. Wait a second. Here we go. Cloud9. I think I'm going to get this one.
It looks pretty good.
Yeah, maybe even better than yours.
I like that size.
I do too. I think
yeah,
it fits.
I think I'm gonna pick that up
Nope.
real quick.
Wait a
Alright,
minute,
Thanks,
what's this?
Weezy. Bye, guys.
Pro tip to Steph Weezy, you don't take something from your own region. You can buy that anytime.
That's
you go
actually
to the
true.
other,
Hey,
right?
hey, it's his first time here, right? Of course,
right,
he's
yeah.
let him have some fun.
I also love the fact that Steph is wearing the C9 colors too.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, he is.
Yeah, so yeah, I know that he, alongside Trex, he's feeling all of those emotions.
He's feeling
Number
under the
one.
weather.
I'm sure.
Well, he's casting. He gets to cast this game at least.
True.
I don't know if that's gonna help him feel less under the
Yeah.
weather, but
You know what I feel bad about is?
what do you feel bad?
Rex is casting with Mirko, and Mirko is not really there to make him feel better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Mirko is also not in a great shape, you know?
that's true.
Oh,
After
yeah.
yesterday,
Oh.
hey, they're both casting, and they're both
Yeah,
got
we
teams
saw-
going home.
And we
And-
saw the jerseys. It was Fnatic on the end.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Hey.
And guess what? Malaysia and Philippines here at the panel. 2 teams in the knockouts.
2 teams in the knockouts.
Hey,
Yes,
listen,
sir.
I don't get to celebrate always, so, every once in a while.
Every once in a while, yeah.
But now we got to talk about this game. So XYG has to win this one. Like, make it canon, make it 1-1. Make it 1-1.
How do you make? I was gonna say, how do you make this canon?
Get the
Why-
Freya, get the Moskov.
There you go. There you go.
And the
Freya-
Minotaur.
Freya, like, take
Nope.
right side. Freya Moskov.
At this point, just no ban.
I hope so. Or maybe just Chip and Louis, then no ban.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, you ban Chip, I ban Loya, then no ban.
Everything else is open.
Yep. That's
But
how
I
you do
I
it.
do agree. I want to see that Freya. Like KLVJ.
Yeah.
This is where you don't set up for your team.
So,
This is where you just go Valkyrie
just-
mode
yeah.
and jump in.
you know,
Exactly.
the previous game was the first time that I actually looked at the chat. Shout out to the chat, by the way.
Shout out
W chat. There were lots of questions about that Freya. And I understand why. And for all of the viewers out there, for the uninitiated, I know that the Freya is not meta. I know that the Freya is not played in the XP at all. But this is canon. XYG likes to play the Freya on KLVJ. That's just it. There's no other explanation. So don't be surprised if Freya has been banned 3 times already today when going up against XYG.
He needs to pick it up. He needs to show the chat. Why?
Yeah.
he gets
He's got to show the chat.
He got to show the chat.
All right. Well, they've been asking, so Wolf answer,
Yeah. For good time's sake, please, Midnight. Don't ban Freya.
Wait, are they actually going no bans? Like, I don't see anything yet.
Yeah.
They're not that crazy, right?
Hey, it's your last match for MSC, man.
You know what? When you say
Why
like
not?
that, like if I were to own a team, I would be like, it's our last match. It's our last match. 5 assassins. Why not?
You guys do you know? I think for XYG, though, regardless of if these are going to be bans or not, similar things. Let's just pick what you're comfortable on. We know that even coming into the MSC, they had, I feel like, a limited playing field to go ahead and practice on until they eventually got out here and everything.
Yeah,
so,
very true.
You know, that's probably partly due to the fact that why they've had to fit certain heroes into their playstyle or meta.
Oh, that's literally the explanation why they are picking up the Freya in the XP lane.
Maybe that was part of the Bruno, right?
That's also true. Like maybe the only choices were Bruno, Moskov, you know. So I think we're gonna see some of the picks. We don't know the bans. So Harith.
Was that actually no bans?
There should be bans. I think we are just not seeing it.
But it's okay. Either ways, Harith is the first pick for Cloud9 XYG. Like,
they're gonna go Moskov Edith if Edith is available. If not, they're gonna go Moskov
Edith,
Minotaur,
man.
Moskov Arlot, I would say.
Moskov Arlot?
Yeah. That is going to be the case. If not Moskov Edith, Moskov Arlot is the case. Unless, of course, they're both banned, which we don't know yet.
The only thing that I can really like confirm that would be in my head like worth banning is Chip and Loyi. Everything else is like on the table.
Yeah.
Everything else is debatable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that nice though? Like, don't you guys enjoy? Oh wait, there's some picks. Okay, so we're gonna look once again at the AR here.
Is that Aurora?
Is that Aurora?
I think that's Aurora.
That looks like
Yeah.
There's the Aurora.
Like the Ice Queen.
That looks like an icy queen. So
Yeah.
It does look like a queen of ice.
yeah.
Yeah. Teresa is the choice. I mean, it's difficult to kind of guess now because we don't know the bans.
Oh.
Akai enters the scene.
Okay.
And, well, we don't know the band, so I don't know what to guess.
Akai is basically just Naruto in Sage mode. Even his ult resembles the Rasengan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really think about
I don't know Naruto.
Yeah, I fell off on it. So
Yeah. But I kind of know Sage mode, yeah.
Oh, you know Sage mode? Then it's good enough.
That's a Toad, right? A Toad.
Yeah. So it's Sage mode. Yeah.
well, they get a Kagura.
All right.
That's great.
We saw that lack of damage on Kagura yesterday.
Oh, I love. Don't say that. Kagura's like. I love Kagura, man.
No, I do too. She's actually one of the first heroes that I started playing in
really?
MLBB. Yeah.
Oh.
I remember,
Love their mechanics.
I remember like Terizla into Akai Ultimate, which is like anti-Sergi in a way.
Mm-hmm.
How do we feel about Akai Ultimate and Kagura Ultimate?
Like
Is
pushing
it-
them away from
it's
the
like-
Yin Yang overturn.
It like push him even more away? Is that how it is?
That's gonna happen with that kind of attitude.
Yeah.
You need to.
You're right.
So you have.
Yeah, of
you have
course,
to
of
think
course.
That the Akai will pin them down, and it's
Yeah.
gonna be a perfect Yang overture. Like
Yeah, of course.
attitude, man, attitude. It's all about the mindset.
Yeah.
It's all about the mindset.
You're right. I saw a Fredrin. I believe that was in combination with the Teresa as well as the Aurora.
Okay, I'm gonna talk you guys through this. Do you guys want to know what C9 banned out?
What?
Edith, Angela, and Moskov. And
Oh well.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're betting out the Roger as well. For XYG, they bet out the Chip, Barats, and Valentina.
So that's the reason why.
There's no Edith, there's no Moskov.
Lolita as well. The XYG banned out Lolita.
Okay, so it seems. So there's a Roger ban and probably a Louis ban.
Wait, the Roger went through the first 3 picks without getting picked?
I guess so. So that was so we are going to see a different hero for long. Hopefully not the Bruno. Hopefully not the Bruno.
Well, maybe if he
Changa.
decides to. I don't know about that.
Hey, Innocent brought it.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, he mentioned it in the roundtable too.
Yeah, he did. He was like, I'm not scared of a Ling.
Maybe that's a knockout special.
Knockout special.
I think they're saving it for the knockouts.
Yeah, grand finals.
I don't know. I don't want to go that far ahead, LaFell. I know. This is, by the way, oozing with confidence.
Yeah, that
we
is.
were talking about oozing with confidence earlier, Wolf. This now LaFell and Gideon are.
Yeah. Oozing with confidence.
Hey, by the way, our good friend Jays too, as well, doing a great job speaking
yeah.
about MLBB on the panel.
Oh yeah.
For EWC.
Oh, that's.
Oh man, it's.
Oh, it is the Bruno. All right.
Okay.
At this point, all they
That
need is
ship has
a
sailed.
roamer, so there's no way for the Freya. So I guess
Unless.
Hey.
Unless.
what
Hey.
Fredrin Rome.
I was gonna say Freya Rome.
Oh.
Something you'd see in your ranked games.
So that is Kagura, Akai, and Harith, right?
Kagura
Yes.
Akai
We're
Hair.
going for Rome. How about a Kaja? Kaja Bruno is not too bad of a combo.
Matilda? How about
So
Matilda?
Matilda.
Yeah.
And Benedetta.
Benedetta. All right.
Ooh.
I am hoping for a Kaja from XYG, but then we're looking for like a big AoE, like Tigreal perhaps, actually. Tigreal looks good, doesn't it? Yeah, Tigreal for...
Anything that you say honestly looks good.
Yeah.
At this point, yeah.
Yeah, anything that we can look at might look good.
Khalid Rome, sure, you know, like...
Yeah.
But honestly,
Lubukan Baloy, bro.
Lubukan Maloy.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, if it was a Helker Rome, that would be intense.
Oh.
That would be... But yeah, there's...
Oh, Raph.
Oh, Rafaela.
Rafa
Rafaela.
Bruno, all right. What a
Oh.
classic.
Hey, this is a classic.
Yeah, we
Classic.
haven't seen this in a while.
Rafa Bruno.
Yep.
Brunoella. Anyways. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for your services during the drafting phase.
Yep.
I'm
You're
very sorry, Trek, but I'm going to have to pass it over to you that's working with Mirko. Sorry, man, but, you know, it's your turn.
Well, sadly, we had to get rid of Mirko. I had to dispose of him. So here we are, casting.
I thought you disposed of me,
I'm
man.
sorry.
What are you calling me now? Okay, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the caster desk. It's me, Miracle, and Trex. You know, Trex, you can deal with me, right? If Wolf and Nice who can deal with that nerd on the panel, you know, you can deal with me, right? Let's get into the game, ladies and gentlemen, though, because this match here, it could be a 2-0 sweep for Cloud9, or XYG could finally get their first game in MSC 2024. We're going to jump into the portal that opened up in front of us to the Land of Dawn for the final game for Cloud9 and Xianyou Gaming.
All right, so this means a lot for both of these teams, right? It's your final statement in MSC. It's your final moment to show the world something here. We've seen a lot of almost from XYG so far, and I would actually love to see them push the envelope. They came in once again with a slightly different comp. Is this our first time seeing Rafaela, I'm pretty sure? First show at MSC so far. A little bit more of a, you know, classic support, but some possibilities around it, especially with the utility jungle.
Cold World, Marcutie, this is, I mean, they spoke a little bit about it, right? The anti-synergy that you kind of get with the Kagura and the Akai, but it's all subjective, bro. You know, it's all in your mind. It's all the mental state that you need. If you're a Chad, you can make it work. Marcutie seems like he wants to go for the aggressive route. Getting the minions and recalling, just like that. That's the flair.
Just for the minions.
Just for the minions.
You got to, man. You got every time you get a small win. In the great words of LaFell, you know, it's all mental, man. If you think you can win, even if you've already lost groups.
Winning is relative, he would say, you know? Everything could be. But here, this time, it's already a bit different, right? For Basic, he went for the Bargain Hunter. Long is actually doing a good job in lane this time around on the Bruno with the Master Assassin and Fatal. So Long should be able to actually bully Basic out, especially considering, you know, Basic's already very, very low. Up top,
Milo taking a little bit of damage, but Yoan is there as well. Gets the first blood. E1 showing up there. XYG with first blood on the board.
they want to continue, it seems. Cold World. Ooh.
It's a lot of damage on a Cold World. Ain't nothing funny here. Mobazane now trying to make his way up top, but XYT doing a great job of blocking them off, and that's going to give them some gold plating. It's going to give them everything they need. They're going to move down to this turtle, though. Mobazane with Marcutie and Cold World, but it's 4 members of XYG ready to stop them, ready to not even let them enter here, and it's a tough start for Cloud9.
XYG holding out on this. Milo trying to go in. He doesn't have level 4 just yet, and you can see how much damage he is taking on that Benedetta. Zed's still on it. Marcutie looking for an angle. It does seem like for Cloud9, they can't go for it, and XYG will just be able to secure it without any contest whatsoever. And it's going to be tough for them.
And not only that, but Cloud9 wastes a lot of time even like trying to contest it. You know,
Exactly.
sitting around the boundaries, they could have gone elsewhere, cleared some jungle, you know, cleared some lanes, maybe try to make a push onto the gold, but they just kind of sit on that distance as XYG does an amazing job at zoning them out of that box.
They really did. Xianyou Gaming utilizing these picks in the mid lane, getting the Prio up against the Kagura, and also getting more mobility with the Rafaela, the holy healing that gets you more movement speed. Milo very aggressively maneuvering forward here, but if we take a look at the XP, even though, you know, the Akai, we kind of thought that it would be very hard for him to go and farm up. Akai, Mobazane is still on top of the XP board. Long finally taking some damage, but this is the combo that they were talking about as well. Right as it was picked up, it's a flashback, a throwback to back in the day with Rafaela and Bruno being a very, very good combination. And this is why you get to dish out so much damage, you get that additional healing, and most importantly, later on, mobility in the team fights, back and forth. You can make these fights a bit longer.
And you can dribble the ball, right? You can do the back and forth using the Rafaela. You can kind of do the dance step and get a couple shots off back. Oh, but Basic taking a lot of damage. He won with another one. That's 2-0 right there. Cole Will in a bad spot as well. Mobazane trying to come in, does have a heavy spin ready to go, decides not to use it just yet. Zed unloading. Mark Cutie now also in the fray of things. Frigid Glacier does come down. Cold World takes an abrasive rat to the face. Zed and XYG still dancing around the distance of this tower. They're going to try to make the push in. Mobazane down to about 30% health here. Up against Zed. Basic finally showing back up to things. Melo just locked in the Hunter Strike up top, and XYG, they put so much pressure on the mid and to the bottom, he's able to get all the gold plating off that top tier 3.
He does, right? But again, I feel like for Long, he did the same thing, and it's going to be way more worth it for him on a snowballing pick like the Bruno. And they're already setting up for the next neutral objective this time round. It's Zed first on there. E1 has been phenomenal. And a lot of these skirmishes circling Eagle.
Cold World, oh, gets a knock-up on the runaway there, the fadeaway, I would say. Mark Cutie hiding out in the bush. Mobazane going to be showing up soon. Can they contest this one? It's a 4v4, or a 5v5 at this point. Everybody in the turtle pit. Mark Cutie still playing the distance. Maybe looking for a nice yin-yang overturn. Unable to throw anything out just yet. Mielo finally with the Electro final blow into the midst of the fight. Nice purify onto Zed. Mielo able to find the turtle. KLJ taking a lot of damage. Mark Cutie able to find the yin-yang overturn onto Zed there. KLJ does get away. Cloud9 walking away with a member and a turtle.
Good response. Great from Cloud9. Able to just play it out. Force Xianyou Gaming to a spot that they're not comfortable with. Again, for Xianyou Gaming, it's very front-to-back composition. They need to have a very, very coordinated fight to actually make it work. Meanwhile, for Cloud9, it's kind of the same story that we had in game number 1, where they could actually attack from different angles, and that's exactly what they did. Mielo, final blow to start things off. Even though it looked kind of awkward, you know, he was able to get the Petrify without the final blow. It still worked out for them. They made it chaotic enough to a point where Xianyou couldn't go for the proper front to back. They couldn't attack any of the frontliners. They had to be zoned away by Mobazane, and this is why the heavy spin works out. That was what Lefel was talking about. Just look at it in this kind of way, man. Don't be pessimistic.
And everyone just has to do their own job and do it right. It's not about, you know, this comp isn't really as much about fighting as a team, right? Everyone, as long as Mark Cutie can get a yin-yang onto somebody, comes one possibly onto Zed. A lot of damage onto Cold World. You know, even with the nerfs, the Appraisal's Wrath still hits hard.
It really does, man. Oh my goodness. It hit so hard, he had to purify out of it.
Most definitely. Mobazane now. Maybe in a little bit of trouble. XYG. Frigid Glacier does come down, does not connect on anybody, but he's still frozen. Mielo goes down long with a long shot. Able to take him out there. Mobazane now just trying to fight for his own purple, but XYG might not want to let it happen. Mark Cutie with the ending overturn, able to get some nice damage. Zed still gets away safely. Cold World going to try to chase him down, unable to get the kill and gets killed himself. Ye1 is the one, 3-0 and 1.
Oh, now Pride of Ice used up Basic. Try to go for it, unable to do so. But I like for Cloud9 now, penalty zone, kill VJ.
Basic with his Mons Force. He's trying to run away, kill VJ. But get some nice damage. Mark Cutie there to help out. Flickers back over to the tower into safety.
Up top though, Long.
Ooh, nice eye for an eye. Getting a little bit of damage onto Long there. Able to use the Petrify, force out the Purify. But here comes Zed, pulling up. Appraisal's Wrath comes down. Mielo in a little bit of trouble. Zed wants to force the objective here. Force the moment, looking for Mobazane. Mobazane also taking a little bit of damage. They're down low. They need to get back to the jungle. XYG not letting up on the gas right now. They're going to try to drop down onto E1. Pride of Ice comes out, but it's not enough to save the day. Basic able to get the kill. Cold World goes down as well. It's a 1-for-1, and Basic escaped with his life.
Crazy fights all around the board. So many fights in Cloud9 utilize the chaos to go for the turtle. Mobazane does have the heavy spin, but take a look at the rest of XYG. Gonna go for the contest. Will Mobazane do it?
Mobazane taking a lot of damage. Penalty zone does come down. Heavy spin just to escape with his life. Turtle goes over to XYG.
Final turtle of the game going to XYG. Basic in the bottom lane, still just trying to look for the farm here, trying to look for a trade, a mirror play as he looks for the cross map there. But yeah, again, so many chaotic skirmishes going back and forth. Trex, and it does seem like for XYG, they have been able to pick up the advantage with that, right? They got a turret up top earlier, they got the turtle as well. They are able to stay consistent here in this game. But if you take a look at the farm department, it's Zed. 1,000 gold behind now of Mobazane. Mobazane on the Akai has been farming a lot better. And you can even see here for Zed, his priority isn't really on, you know, more defense or more damage. Usually, sometimes you see the Thunder Belt. He went for the Oracle. So he's trying to enable that Rafaela healing to be more prevalent as we get into the mid game, together with Long, together with the rest of the team. And really, it's all about staying in the front line for Yi1, for Long to deal some damage. I like what you said in the team fight earlier, right? The long shot, because technically that's exactly what he needs to do. Stay in the back as far as you can and dish out damage. Zed, he's losing a bit of HP, but he can always just sustain back up with the holy healing. It's all about the prolonged team fights for Xianyou Gaming as they wait for the next neutral objective. Cloud9 unable to look for anything on the map, but same goes for Xianyou. They have to just really hold out for now, wait for these objectives to go out, and I guess for Mielo, he can go for the wave clear, he can go for the split push, and that will force XYG to rotate, and they do rotate really quick. So again, it's kind of like a stalemate at this point.
Yeah, it's definitely a good spot. KillJ taking a little bit of damage, force the penalty zone defensively. Cold World also getting taken down. Also getting taken down to about half health. Yi1 though, man. This guy is 4-1-1, and you mentioned gold earlier. The crazy thing is, even though Zane is far ahead of Zed right now, ZU Gaming is leading right now by about 1,000 gold overall. And it just goes to show that a lot of members of Xianyou Gaming are kind of stepping up. You mentioned Long earlier, and I think as long as they can play around that, if they can put all the eggs into that baskets, they have all the utilities they need to prolong the fights. Like you said, they have the heal, they have the freezes and the CC coming from Yi1. There's a lot of possibilities in their composition. Cloud9 needs to find a way to work around it if they want to take this game back into their hands. Zed gets a taunt onto Mobazane there. Oh, nice Yin-Yang overturn onto Long, but not able to do enough. Now Marcuti's forced to run away here. Marcuti still needs a little bit more damage, one more item.
That was great. They bait out Purify and the Retribution. That stops Xianyou Gaming for really holding out on the Lord, and now Cloud9 get a massive advantage out of it. It's a massive advantage because we really haven't been seeing a lot of these proactive plays, right? For Cloud9 now, the fact that they got a turret up top, that tier 1, enables them to step in the jungle a bit more aggressively, to look for these flanks as well. And for Mielo, he's going to be able to do that now. Look at that, clearing up top wave, shoving it in, and then looking for an angle to rotate over to the turtle to find a flanking position. And just like that, Cold World goes in.
Cold World with the Kaka trying to come in. Out comes the penalty zone from KillVJ. Not going to be enough. Xianyou, and hold up on the top side. Long in a little bit of trouble. Mielo able to get the kill along with Marcuti. XYG trying to vert up, and XYG are kind of really stuck in this grouped up composition. And Cloud9, you know, they're able to 3v5 them, they're able to 4v5 them, get these little skirmishes. Maybe no one goes down, but as you mentioned, they're able to get something to the top side, other towers. But XYG finds one of their own. Cold World goes down. Mobazane with a heavy spin, able to bring Zed all the way back to the tower. Praise's Wrath comes down, and Mobazane forced to run back. Mielo able to find Zed though. It's a 2-for-1. Cloud9 does get the Lord though, so it's a big win for them.
2-for-1. And the Lord, that's incredible value for Cloud9, and that's exactly the problem for XYG. They have a front-to-back composition that does really well in these team fights, but when are they ever going to go for these big team fights? Even here, penalty zone.
Penalty zone onto Mar and Mobazane. KillVJ able to pick up the kill. Mielo now on the run, basic as well. XYG always finding a response, and look at Long going for the long shot once again. Basic back onto the towers. Mielo able to lock down with the eye for eye. Mobazane there gets hit by a freeze. Mielo dashes back and catches a high tail out with Cold World. That's a little hit and run there.
Well played again to Mielo there. We were just saying, you know, for XYG, they needed to look for a fight in Cloud9. They utilized Lord in the bottom lane, looked for a fight in the mid lane, did get picked up, but they were able to win out in the prolonged battle. That was something that we said XYG should have an advantage for. Another engagement onto Yi1.
Oh, Mobazane just hanging out under the tower. Fearless. I mean, when you're at this point, you gotta be fearless, right? Lord still coming. XYG just unable to keep up with the macro right now, unable to get all their lanes down. They're playing a little too tight. Basic with his Mon's Force, getting a couple shots on to KillVJ. Marcuti there, tossing out the umbrella, waiting for the moment to strike, waiting for that big yin-yang overturn. Mielo up on the top side as well, trying to find an angle, and XYG just forced back.
That was just so good for Cloud9. The fact that they were able to make it so confusing for Xianyou Gaming. They keep on going in, making Xianyou Gaming think, all right, yo, we've been going for these fights alone, and it hasn't been working out. We need to be clumped up together. So whenever Clone World goes in, they're all grouped up. They completely forget that there are big waves crashing down on their base turrets. And yeah, you do have the holy defense, but brother, those are a few big waves coming down in your base. They got a base turret with that. That's incredible value. Sky Piercer now done for the GOAT himself, Mielo. And in the mid lane too, we got Genius Wand, Divine Glaive, and the Glowing Wand. And even Mr. Zane's having a little bit of fun there. That's why he was able to farm up so fast. It's the cursed cursed helmet here with the Molten Essence. I believe he just picked it up early to out-farm Zed. And you can see the effects of that. 2 levels ahead of Zed. Yi1. If you thought, you know, for the Aurora, she's icy enough, no. She's got the winner to crown, fool. On top of the Pride of Ice, on top of the Frigid Glacier. I know it's hot in Riyadh, but is it that hot?
She's cold. Cold-hearted, cold-blooded. Winter crown, fool. I can't get over that. I can't get over that. Now, all right. Kill VJ. He's been always with this team to where we've been seeing Mielo kind of dodge up to the top side, dodge down to the bottom side. And we noticed it a bit last game too. Kill VJ really likes to kind of guide the team. And wondering, you know, that has been almost one of the downfalls here. Kill VJ needs to be the one to kind of watch these off lanes sometimes. And the rest of the team needs to be able to survive and fight without him sometimes. Because the thing is, they can't send Long over because he's the big damage dealer. They need Long to be hanging out behind E1 and behind God Yang, just unloading those shots. And until they're able to do that, Mielo's just going to keep thrashing this top side.
Slowly but surely, again, for XYG, they gotta clump up together whenever they want to go for a neutral objective. For Cloud9, they'll utilize XYG's strength, and they'll utilize it to create a weakness. The weakness is up top, the far lane, always. Now it's E1 who's up top, and Cloud9 get all of the pressure back, all the prio around the Lord. This time enhanced, so they'll have a little bit more of that bargaining power when it comes down to these fights. And again, for Yi1, if he steps out a bit too far, if he tries to go and clear out the wave away or outside of that base, he's going to be caught by Mielo. He's going to have to use the Winter Crown. He's going to use a Flicker at least. And now, for XYG, they try to just go for the fight. But again, these waves are making it as though they can't. Yi1 in the mid lane now has to deal with 2 waves. A slow push up top and a mid lane wave as well. XYG, they got to make a decision.
Basic brings out his Mon's Force. They're trying to delay XYG from even going back. XYG's not going to be able to contest this one, man. I think they need to just back off and start. I really think they need to send KillJ up there, someone else, because they need the CC.
Look at that.
They need the damage from their mid and their gold.
And now for Mielo, it's all about the waiting game. It's something Basic hasn't been able to do, but maybe Mielo is the one that can do it.
The GOAT.
The GOAT.
The GOAT.
XYG, you can see them, again, they're just sending E1, because again, I mean, I get you, right? Kill VJ is the guy who should be the one matching up against Mielo, but again, he's also on a Terizla. The Aurora isn't mobile either, but I guess, you know, she clears the waves a bit faster compared to Kill VJ. Especially here in this game where he's really, you know, the frontliner for the team. So he doesn't really have a lot of damage to actually go for the clear. God Yang picks up Glowing Wand too, and again, Mielo just constantly
still up at the top side,
forcing E1 to rotate over. But even then, Zed is still here. So Mobazane, every time he tries to go for the Lord Dance, there's a new Lord passive taunt in the mid lane.
Big jump on a Marcuti. Marcuti not going to be able to survive that one. Mon's Force does go down. Cloud9 able to rush the Lord, though. So it's a trade of Mar for Lord. And Mielo goes straight back up to that top side. Mobazane now getting taunted up. Takes a couple shots from Long. Basic there. Maybe help out. He doesn't have his Mon's Force. He's already used it to rush that Lord. Mobazane able to get the heavy spin. Brings Zed all the way back to base. Cold World just trying to help out. Mobazane goes down Long, able to pick up the kill, but there's a Lord coming down the top side with Mielo waiting on it.
Again for XYG, they win the team fight, they lose on the enhanced Lord, but for XYG, this is great because, unless Mielo...
Mielo gets stunned up, though. The Holy Baptism does lock on. He's able to just get back with the Electro Final Blow, able to just escape. And now there may not be able to be a push from Cloud9.
Cold World?
Hold on, Cold World. Able to just back off, but Cold World gets himself in some sticky situations sometimes.
That's why he brought the Purify. He can get out of these sticky, chaotic situations. Long up top. Look at this. This is going to be a long battle on top, you know, with the Lord. It's a 1v1. And he has the Athena Shield. He has the Windtalker, too. So he's properly built up I'm looking at the build, and yeah, honestly, yeah, the Athena Shield definitely a bit more value compared to the Wind of Nature here, but at this point, it really does feel like for Xianyou Gaming, Long might actually sell the tough boots to go for a Wind of Nature or for some more damage. That's the trend that we've seen for Long, right? In the later stage of the game, he even goes for BOD, so he's a very aggressive gold laner. Maybe this time he doesn't, because the tenacity on the tough boots does help you a lot, especially when you already have the healing, the mobility there with your team and everybody peeling you away. The CC could be the biggest hurdle that you have to face off, so I completely understand if he doesn't go with the item swap. But still, even though, you know, Xianyou Gaming were able to you know, clear out the Lord, they're able to equalize the gold. Again, it's deja vu to game number 1, literally, but it's still the same thing too as game number 1. Cloud9 have the advantage when it comes to utilizing the far lane. Mielo is always there, and you can see him just trying to find an angle. Again, Mobazane walks up.
Oh, a lot of damage on to Long. Can he get the final shot there? Mielo with the Electro final blow. Able to lock on, but too much damage responding. Mielo, mortality pops, and comes Marcuti with the yin-yang overturn, still unable to find a target. Mobazane able to get the heavy spin on to Long there, but nobody's there to follow up with him. Mielo just trying to escape with his life right now. But look at Basic on the mid side, able to take the inhibitor, and this has been the mind games all game. Just playing the field, the whole map right now against XYG.
They're playing the basics of the game, the fundamentals.
The fundamentals.
And it's Basic who gets the basics down. Get in the mid lane base turret. That's another massive advantage. They were able to get the 3-wave super minion push in game number 1. Now in game number 2, it's not 3, but it's 2. It's close enough. You know, quick match, just one off real quick. But for Mielo, he's going to be able to just clear out these waves so easily. And again, for XYG, it's the same problem that they've been facing all throughout the game. Who do they send to match up Mielo? I would say at this point, try to kill Mielo before the Lord. Try to go for it, right? You lose the Evolve Lord if C9 are quick enough to do so, but you got to be decisive as well. They actually do shove in the bottom lane, and now they have a lot of pressure. Basic walks up, has done a lot of damage to Zed's in.
Mobazane gonna get frozen up, brought down, able to just get away. No, Kill VJ finds the kill, and that's no retribution for Cloud9. XYG, this is probably the opportunity to just go for the rush, try to get this Lord as fast as possible. Basic into the backside, catching that Eagle. A little bit of damage, loses Zaman's force, waste it, just sitting at the Lord pit, and he's not able to capitalize on anything there. Cloud9 maybe looking for the steal here. Zed able to get their first Lord here. It's going to be huge for XYG. Minions are on the base, but they should be able to free up some space now.
Evolved Lord for XYG. That's a massive structure or objective to take here at the 20th minute of the game. Now you're able to go for the base turrets. And again, the biggest problem for XYG has been the far lanes. If now they get a few base turrets, if they're able to get 3, phenomenal stuff. But if they get the base turret in the far lane, that's going to be good enough, because then they will actually have at least, you know, the bottom lane go head-to-head, 50-50. It won't always be a slow push towards their side. Up top, E1 versus Mielo.
Ooh.
Winner Crown Fu!
And Winner Crown Fu, and he's not able to get that kill. And now he's got to try to get back to base. Mobazane just taking so much damage in a huge penalty zone from Kill VJ. XYG looking for a possible finish here. A lot of damage on the Cold World. Mielo goes down. XYG just got to lock onto the base. Basic drops down to the Zaman's force. Base down about 60%. Down goes Kill VJ. Immortality does pop. Lord finally melted down. Mobazane able to just defend, and XYG unable to close it. They decide to back off here without E1. They're unable to get the big play happen, but Cloud9 forced on the defense.
They have more waves to play with. It's not over just yet. They can go with the enhanced minions now in the mid lane. And remember, it's only Mar and Basic, one frontliner to play with.
Yeah, and it's 30 seconds of clock for Mielo, 33 for Cold World. Zed able to get the taunt. The Frigid comes down. Basic does not get thrown, but in comes Kill VJ once again with a big penalty zone. Out comes the Winner Crown from Marcuti. One cannon minion left. XYG still unable to close it out just yet. Cloud9 hanging on for dear life, though.
10 seconds. They got another wave in the mid lane. Mielo is up in 6 seconds. They can go for the base turret first here, and Zed, they're making a decision. They're going to go for it.
Mobazane dashes up. Zed gets a lock, the taunt. Down comes Zaman's force. Base now trying to respond. Mobazane low. Use the heavy spin just to get away. Another wave coming down the boss side. Cloud9 still trying to defend. Finally, minions come out of their base to relieve some space. Give them a breath. But XYG have taken the game back into their hands.
Ooh.
Whole world getting frozen. This is dangerous for Cloud9. Look at Mielo once again trying to play the angle, trying to get to the backside here.
Okay. Now finally, for both these teams, they're able to reset completely. Mielo unable to really force the issue on XYG. Bottom lane base turret, that's the far lane. That is exactly what XYG need to go for these neutral objective contests. You can see the bit. Oh, massive shield, by the way, from Basic there. Zed still wants to fight here. By the way, again, for them, this is it, right? It already kind of denies the threat of the split push, of the segue play from happening from Cloud9. Mielo is going to struggle a whole lot to actually clear those waves. Even if he does build a wave, it's always going to be good for XYG. They're always going to be able to defend that wave. So all they need to do now is take care of the close lane within their reach in the top lane. Yuan's been able to deal with the far lane. He should be able to deal with the top lane push all the time, unless Mielo, of course, goes in. Final blow!
Mielo once again going in for it. The Winter Crown does come out. And there's still a Pride of Ice there. Can he get the kill? No! Mielo with the immortality, it pops. Cold World trying to come in and save the day, but KLJ already got the kill. Zed now gonna be able to possibly hold down this pit. Mark Cutie clearing down the bot side along with Basic. What is Cloud9's plan here to completely split up? And Xianyou Gaming are ready for any cheeky plays they want to pull.
XYG just need to stay decisive at this point of game. They have a big advantage with Mielo down. Bottom lane, it's Cold World with Basic. It's an immortality.
They're locking on to E1. A lot of damage. E1 still finally does go down. The Pride of Ice does pop.
Immortality.
Has the immortality. Can they get the finish here? The Frozen, the outplay! E1 is the one once again, and Basic is gonna go down. Kill VJ showing up. That's a 2 for 0, and a Lord falls down to Xianyou Gaming. Cloud9 in shambles right now. Mobazane up against 3. 10 seconds on the clock for Mielo. Mobazane just trying to get away safely using the heavy spin, but there's a wave of minions coming soon, and it's nothing but a tank and a support to defend. Xianyou Gaming have long. They've taken it the long haul. Mielo back up right now. Minions locked on. KLJ trying to lock on as well. Just get onto the base, but there's 2 minions still standing. Spawn's Force does drop. Too much damage onto Mielo. It's looking like they're out of trouble here, possibly. Minions coming out, but there's still a Lord coming soon. Xianyou gonna try to close things out.
Calm down, XYG. You have an Evolved Lord to play with. You can still play around with it. 22 seconds on Basic, 26 seconds on Mar. You can wait for the Evolved Lord, but they want to go for
Penalty zone. Cold World sent back to the base to try to heal up. Lord about to close the distance. Xianyou Gaming seconds away from a victory. Put one on the board. Cloud9 back off, and Xianyou tie the score. 1-2-1. China has showed up.
XYG.